Hey everyone, Dumont Owen here. We're going to get the broadcast started in just 2 minutes, but I wanted to get on early so that I could answer any questions that you have early or at least see who's online. Um, Today I am going to be using slides from Canva. So we'll see. This is a new adventure for me because I have never used Canva I've never run my slides from Canva before, but I wanted to try it. So welcome to a new adventure by Dumont. Today we're going to be talking about what is really truly my primary interest, and that is strategy. How you can create new strategies on LinkedIn, or how you can use 4 different strategies on LinkedIn that will help you get to where you need to be. In order to attract high-paying clients and not run yourself into the ground trying to do it, you need to be strategic. So that's all. That's what we're talking about today. Now, I wanted to check in real quick. Is anyone having trouble hearing me? No? Looks like we're good to go. All right. So, oh wait. No, okay. That's not a question. It's a comment. Okay, so if you have not been on a live stream with me before, let me do a little housekeeping here. Number one, if you're watching on Facebook, you have to click up above in a box that will let me see your name if you want to ask me a question and want it answered. Otherwise, you can just ask an anonymous question, and I'm fine answering those too. I am using StreamYard, and StreamYard does not allow you to see comments. You can't see comments when you're sharing your screen. And I like to use slides, not because I'm lazy, but because then I can send you the slides and the video the next day. Okay, so this is why you're going to see a lot of slides from me, because if you just want to see a few things, you can see them the next day. You don't even have to do screenshots. You're perfectly welcome to, but you don't have to in order to learn from the conversation. And then finally, next month in January, I am going to start a new series on here, and that is going to be interviews with some of the people who have strengths that I think that you'll be interested in. So I'm going to be looking for anyone who can help you do better on social media. So that could be copywriters, graphic designers, image consultants. There's just a whole list of people that would come under that category. So starting the second week in January, that will be my first interview. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to bringing more information to you, and not just mine. I want you to get the best of the best out there. So hold on a second. I am going to share my screen. Okay. Okay, and hold on just a sec. And let me start the presentation. Okay, today we are talking about LinkedIn lead generation, the 4 essential strategies you must know to generate high-paying leads on LinkedIn. And it's with me. So who am I? My name's Dumont Owen. I'm a certified master personal brand strategist and digital branding strategist, and I specialize in helping coaches, consultants, and advisors land more high-paying leads on LinkedIn, more high-paying clients actually, because let's face it, a lead can't put food on your table, right? Only a client can do that. So we're not just talking about lead generation here. We're actually talking about how you land high-paying clients. That's the bottom line. Okay, so today you're going to learn how to generate more high-quality leads on LinkedIn by using 4 key strategies. We're going to talk about a simple system for generating high-quality leads on LinkedIn, and then we're going to talk about the 4 foundational strategies that you must understand in order to turn LinkedIn into your personal sales funnel. Okay, specifically, here's what we're going to talk about: where strategy fits in a LinkedIn client generation system. And then we're going to talk about the 4 strategies: profile optimization strategies, prospecting strategies, connection strategies, and engagement strategies. So hold on. We're going to hit that now. Okay, if you want to land more high-paying clients on LinkedIn, pay attention to this, because the only way to do that is to build relationships that are based on mutual respect and trust. Why? People who are going to plop down more than, say, $997 for your LinkedIn or for your services or your programs or your products are going to have to trust you, right? And the way you build trust is by building relationships based on respect. You can't do it any other way. Now, you can do that quickly, sometimes more quickly than others, but you have to do it in a way that signals respect and builds that trust. Okay, this is what how I explain how to generate high-paying clients on LinkedIn. I talk about 4 different stages because in this model, there really are 4 stages that you progress through before you've got a smoothly running system on LinkedIn. So in that first stage, we're talking about clarity, getting really clear on your goals, your niche, and your brand. Now, why is this important? Because your entire strategy is going to be built on those 3 things. You know, you have to know what you're trying to achieve on LinkedIn. I started over 12 years ago, and at first I was like a little hamster running in a wheel. I mean, I was losing my mind trying to get people to trying to attract people. And I wasn't even trying to attract high-paying clients. I was just trying to attract clients when I first started out. So you really have to know what you're trying to achieve on LinkedIn. And after that, you have to really be clear about who it is that's going to make up your niche. And if it's not a niche, if you can't get that specific, a niche is where you understand all of their buying behaviors and where they get their news and all of the psychographics and infographics that go along with that. I mean, you have to really get clear on that. But if you're just starting out and you can't get clear on your niche, get clear on your target audience. At least know the basics of who they are and who you're trying to reach, and then continue to help that evolve. And then finally, you have to be really clear on your brand, and we'll talk about that. The second stage is awareness. In awareness, you're going to create your profile. Now that you know your strategy, you can create your profile and appeal to the people that you're really trying to attract. You also look at content marketing. And in this stage, we look at content marketing because you need to know the message that you're trying to get across, and you need to know how to position that information on your profile. Okay, and then there's positioning. What is the offer or the lead magnet that you're offering, and how is that going to position you as a thought leader? The next stage is lead generation. And here we talk about prospecting, finding your ideal clients, connecting, issuing invitations that actually work, and nurturing. In other words, how to build that relationship on trust, on respect and trust until you can take them offline. And then that's the final stage, conversion. This is where you have that sales conversation. But if you've done the first three stages right, that sales conversation is going to be a breeze because you've already established that relationship with the person you're talking to. Then you're going to analyze all the metrics for the goals you established in your first stage. You're going to analyze those, and then you're going to make your changes, rinse and repeat. Okay, that's how you generate clients. All right, so let's talk about the four strategies. The first one, as I mentioned, is profile optimization. And in this, I want you to think of branded content. Now, remember in that first stage, you created your brand, right? So in this stage, you are going to promote that brand through your banner, your photo, and your headline. Show you what I mean. Okay, in your banner. Now, there are lots of ways to put your brand in your banner. I'm showing you mine because I've used my brand colors. In my case, I have my logo there. I have, basically what I do, helping coaches and consultants. I also help advisors like financial advisors build success on LinkedIn. More leads, more clients, more revenue, more life, right? I mean, that's what we're all after. I want that freedom, and I'm starting to get it, to really enjoy my life outside of my business. The next thing I want to talk to you about is your photo. Now, in your photo, I'm pretty sure you already know this, but let's talk about it just to make sure. You want to be facing forward. Okay, you're looking in that camera, making eye contact. If you wear glasses normally, wear glasses. Have it in front of a neutral background. You only take a photo of your face and your shoulders, and be professionally dressed. And by that, I mean the dress that is normal in your profession. And a big old smile on your face, because you want people to see that you're approachable. Now, you'll see around my circle there, around my photo, there's an orange circle. That means that I have recorded a cover video, right? When you access my profile on LinkedIn from a mobile device, that profile is filled with me talking to them, welcoming them to my profile, telling them what I do and who I serve and the results, and then thanking them again. So this is a great way to establish connectivity with your viewers. So if you have it, you can only do this, by the way, on your phone. But after you've done it, then you can edit it on your desktop. What I suggest is get on your phone, do 3, 4, or 5 of these, and then use the one that works best, because you'll loosen up a little bit in between. Okay, your headline. Now, your headline is really that area that is below your name. Okay, and in that headline, you want to include your keywords, you want to include your title, and you want to include your brand statement. All right, let's go through each of those. I'm showing you mine because in mine, I used a lot of keywords. Master personal brand, personal brand and brand, digital branding, strategist, LinkedIn trainer, and coach are all key words. All right. Now, you notice I didn't say something like chief inspirator, right? Because people don't go on LinkedIn looking for a chief inspirator. Okay. They don't look for head bean counters either. They look for brand strategists, or they look for accountants. They don't look for those creative names that just really sparkle. So make sure that you have the keywords in there that they're going to use. There's room for creativity in your headline. That just isn't it. Okay, so I have all of my keywords. I have a title that they will look for, and now you can get creative because that's where you have your brand statement. I help coaches, consultants, and other professional service providers land their 100% right fit clients on demand. That's one way. There are all kinds of ways. Look at other people's examples, use theirs, but don't copy theirs. Be an original, because that's what your brand statement is about. Your brand statement differentiates you from every other person who's on LinkedIn who is your competitor. Okay, so your brand is what helps you stand out. They have to see this when they first land. They have to know they're in the right place. So I help, and you can put the titles of your clients, achieve, create, or build, and you put the results by leveraging my strengths, system or knowledge. So I could say, I help coaches, consultants, and financial advisors create client generation systems by leveraging my strengths in personal branding and LinkedIn. Okay, so that's just an example. All right, strategy 2 is about prospecting. Now, this is where you're going to drill down and find the exact clients that you want. Because, hey, there is not another social media platform that's like LinkedIn that can help you with this. So you really need to understand how to drill down. LinkedIn drills down to that granular level that you need in order to find your ideal clients. Now, I'm going to show you one prospecting strategy here. There are others, okay, but this is one of them. Okay, so we're going to look at degrees of connection. We're going to look at advanced search, and then we're going to look at what advanced search does in Sales Navigator. Okay, so I never teach you just Sales Navigator without showing you how to do LinkedIn also. Whoop, hold on. Okay, first, the 3 degrees of connection. The first degree is your direct connections. One of you has issued an invitation, the other one accepted it. Okay, those are your first degree. Second degree connections are connections of your connections. So in terms of expanding your network, in terms of attracting more people, when you are focusing on finding your right clients on LinkedIn, you want to focus on that second degree, and I'll explain that in a minute. That third degree, don't bother with them. They, just don't bother with them. Okay, advanced search. Now, this is a picture of advanced search on LinkedIn. The LinkedIn standard, not Sales Navigator. And here's how you do it. You're going to go enter a term in the search field, and you can't see that on here, but I know you all know where the search field is. And once, for instance, if I inserted career coaches, all right, I could then enter career coaches in the search field. It's going to give you a list of companies, people, events, all those things. And it's going to let you check people. So check people, and then go to, and then select all filters. That is going to bring up what you're seeing over here. So when you're searching on all filters, I want you to search on your second degree connections most of the time. Okay, and I'm going to explain the difference in a minute. Your second degree connections, because those are people you can be introduced to. Okay, they're friends of your connections. If you were on Facebook, we would say they're friends of your friends. So focus on them. I usually focus when I'm helping my clients on locations. Where do most of their ideal clients come from? What the service category is. Now, the service category is going to be somewhat limited. They only have, I think, 10, 11, or 12. I mean, it may be more than that. I know for me, they only hit 2 that I could even search on, because I work with professional coaches and trainers and consultants. So there were only 2. So you have to get a little broader there. You can put their industry, and that again makes it much narrower. And then the last thing that I'm going to suggest to you that you search on does not focus on your second degree connections. You would go all the way back up here, focus on your first degree connections, because there is a place at the bottom, and you can't see this on here, where you can enter someone's first and last name and click connections of connections. All right, so how do we make this strategic? Well, you're going to select some of your competitors, maybe, and but you can only do this if you have them as a first degree connection. So remember that. But put in your competitor's name, and you can pull up and filter through their connections. How cool is that? All right, so that's one way you can do it. That's a little trick I'm going to stay on later if you don't understand this, and I can actually take you through and show it to you. Okay, now the reason I'm bringing up Sales Navigator is that Sales Navigator has some additional connection fields, or some additional prospecting fields. For instance, it'll tell you how long they've been on, LinkedIn, if they've been on for 3 months or less. Why is that important? Because if they've only been on for 3 months or less, they're probably not really jaded yet. They haven't got slammed by all those sleazy lead weasels that are out there, right? They haven't had people trying to sell them something right out the bench. So they're a little more open, they're a little less jaded. And there are several fields like that on LinkedIn Sales Navigator that are not on regular LinkedIn. Also on LinkedIn Navigator, now you could do this to a certain extent on standard LinkedIn by searching by industries and companies. But if you're trying to network yourself into a company, then you would probably want to look at account filters too. Okay, moving on. Whoop, I just went backwards. Hold on. I told you this is the first time I've used Canva to do my slides. Okay, strategy 3. Now this is your connection strategy. And it's very, very important. If you're sending out a lot of connection requests and they say, I'd like to add you to my professional network on LinkedIn, and they are disappearing into some deep, dark hole someplace, that's because you're not being strategic. So in order to send invitations that people will respond to, you need to remember a few things. One is only connect from their profiles. A second one is always adding a note. And a third one is how you respond to connection requests. So let's look at that for a second. I told you I only want you to invite people from their profiles. And there are so many other places that LinkedIn lets you connect, right? When you first log on, if you go to your network, it's going to show you suggested people and have this big old connect button under them. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And in case you forget, just don't do it, okay? Only connect from someone's profile. Here's why. When you click connect on their profile, it's going to pop up with this little window here that says add a note to your invitation. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the secret. Okay, you are going to add a 300 character, including white spaces. So this is a very short note, but you are going to add a note that tells them why you want to connect with them. Okay, so I usually say, Start off by finding something that you have in common or something that you can compliment on their profile. Then then tell them why you would like to connect and hint at the value you provide, and then sign off and then thank them. Okay, so, oh, I don't know if I can do it in what would be 300 characters or less, but it would be something like, hi, boom, boom, boom. I noticed on your profile that you went to Florida State. I went to Florida State too. I would love to connect with you. I help coaches, consultants, and blah, 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 connect with their ideal clients on LinkedIn. Love to hear more about your business. Thanks. And that's probably not a very good one because it just went off the top of my head. But add a note to your invitation and tell them those things. Why you're right, compliment them or what you have in common, why you want to connect, a little bit about your value, and then thank them. Okay? And when they issue you an invitation, don't be a sleazy LinkedIn lead weasel. That's what I call them. They're also known as no good, rotten, egg sucking LinkedIn sales weasels. Because when you send them this very nice connection request, or they send you one and you accept it, the next thing you get from them is this pitch, this hard sales pitch. Don't do that. Please don't do that, because people are going to think that you look like this. Okay? They're not going to see you as a real live human who wants to connect based on respect and trust. This is a huge deal. Okay? So pay attention to that. This brings us to our final strategy, engagement. Now, engagement is the number one way to get more visibility, to get more promotion, and to create those connections that you want. LinkedIn, you probably already know this. LinkedIn will distribute your copy, your posts, your articles, your polls, your videos, any of that, by the amount of engagement that you do. So LinkedIn is really, really big on engagement. But further than that, I just told you that you don't engage with people by starting off with a sales pitch, right? You are going to want to have, a series of messages that lets them know that, first of all, you're a real human being. You're not a bot. All right. You are a real human being messaging them. And we're going to talk in a minute about how to extend your engagement and raise your engagement rate for LinkedIn by how you create content. And then finally, we're going to talk about engage with insights. Now, if you are not familiar with the social selling index on LinkedIn, it rates you on 4 things. One is your personal and professional brand. One is your connections. One is engagement with insights. And one is, social selling. Okay, so engagement is one of those 4 places, and engage with insights is one of those 4 things. People don't understand what it means, so we're going to talk about that in a minute. Okay, messaging. I already told you you're not going to send a generic invitation, and you're also not going to slam somebody in your welcome message with a sales pitch. You're going to thank them, and you're going to tell them a little bit about yourself and then move on. Okay, so what I would suggest is the next step that you want to take, or even in your welcome message, you can offer them a free gift, but don't send it automatically. You don't know if they want that free gift. You don't know whether this is a real this is really something that they need. And if it's not something that they need, if it's not valuable to them, it's spam. Okay, so get their permission. Tell them, describe your free gift, tell them exactly what it does, and then ask them if they'd like it, and tell them you'll shoot it right over if they want it. Okay, so that's your first offer of value. Now, even if they don't respond to that, you can still send a couple of more messages. And in each message, you're still going to provide value. If you only deal with, I don't know, if you only deal with dentists, your ideal clients are dentists, and you want to add value, then you can find, a video of a new technique, some news that is impacting their industry. Find something that's pretty standard this week that's trending, and just send that to all the people that you are connecting with, right? I mean, that's a way to do it. You want to offer value at every stage. So I would offer value at least twice before you move it offline. Now, this can be shortcutted if you offered a free gift and they go, oh yeah, and then they write back, and then you can follow up. If they took that free gift, your next add value could be suggesting how they can use it. Okay, or suggesting something that goes with it. So you're just going to keep building that mutual respect and offering value until you can take them offline. Now, if they got all excited about your free gift and they might want to talk to you right then, or if they accepted it, you can, if you want to just be able to connect with someone on demand, you can connect with them after that third one. I encourage my clients to have at least five messages, but those could be 5 messages in 5 days, depending on how much you are communicating with that person. Okay, those could be, that could be a really rapid transaction. It doesn't have to take a long time, but it does have to establish that respect and trust. For this reason, when we go all the way back to the beginning and we look at, well, not all the way back to the beginning, but when we look at connections and when we look at invitations, LinkedIn will allow you to send out 100 invitations a day. I don't suggest even doing that many anymore. I mean, we used to tell people to issue 500 invitations a day, but that was before bots. Okay, you can't do that anymore. You'll end up in LinkedIn jail. You can issue 100 invitations a day. If you're only trying to get to that 500 plus, I guess that might be something that you'd want to do, but I don't advise it. I would say extend no more than 3 to 5 invitations a day, because you want to put thought into them and then you want to build relationships with them. So I don't know how you keep up with more than 25 people a week. That's a lot. That's a lot to go through a sequence with. So what I tell people now is that, yes, what people have always told you is that LinkedIn is a numbers game. It is, in terms of getting over 500 connections and in terms of making your network large enough to get introduced to second-degree connections. But it's not a numbers game in terms of how many people that you are actively pursuing at one time. Okay, that takes some effort. Sorry, it does take some effort. However, if you go back to that system that I showed you in the very beginning, you can set that up. And there are different tricks and tips that you can do to get all of this that I've shown you down to less than 30 minutes a day. My clients, after they've worked with me for a while, can do it in 15 minutes a day. Okay. I don't know why something else just showed up there. Hold on. It just knocked me out of my presentation, and I'm afraid to do it again, but I'm going to. I'm just going to go real quick here. Go back in. Okay. All right. Okay, now engagement. And there you have, I cut off her husband, but there you have a picture of my wonderful colleague, Betsy Muller. If you don't know who Betsy is, do yourself a favor and look her up because she is amazing. She's a best-selling author. She's a health speaker, and she teaches tapping. And if you're not familiar with that, it's really cool. It is really cool. So anyway, when I talk about engagement, what I'm talking about is ways to get more connection with people while you're going through it. And one of those strategies is content curation. And by that, I mean finding trending content that's of real value to your connections and followers, and then posting that with your own insights and your own expertise. And that is what LinkedIn calls engaging with insights. Okay, it takes people forever to figure this out. So not only should all of your posts on LinkedIn be yours, now not only should they not all be, wait, let me go back to this. Not only should you post only, wait a minute. Okay. Not only should you post 1 to 3 times a week of your own of information. I want you to post, 1 to 3 times a week, but not all of that needs to be yours. In fact, not all of that should be yours, because when you share a post that somebody else did, then that's what they call engaging with insights. But be sure you add your own interpretation. So in order to do that, you are going to go on there and find that article, and then you can go down here. Now I'm already following Betsy, so I don't need to do that, and who can see this post, but you can actually go under it and share it. And then people will engage with you based on her contacts as well as yours. Okay, so in this case, I could take her article, I could come down here and click share. I could add, oh my gosh, free gifts. Here's one that I would add to your list, Betsy, 1 Minute Manager, something like that. And then share it. Okay, so you are doing her a favor by spreading her content to your followers and your connections. You are also getting, her connections are also able to see what you've done. Okay, so anytime you do that, be sure and use that @ symbol, in the comments, so that that person knows that you have commented on that article. That way you're going to get even more push, more messaging out there. Okay, I just talked about. Okay, so engage with insights we just talked about is sharing. It's also liking and commenting, but sharing is the big one. So when I really want to help my clients, I go in, I like, I comment, and I share. Okay, that way you're getting the most benefit out of someone else's material. And LinkedIn really looks at that engagement rate. Every time you go in and like, comment, or share, you are engaging with someone else's post. Okay, so that goes towards engagement. Final thoughts. There are no shortcuts, but you can fast track your progress and success by, through that messaging sequence. It doesn't have to take forever. It can be very exciting and develop rather rapidly. It can develop so fast that it seems like you're doing it on demand. All right. So if you have the right resources, the right strategy, the right support, and the right system, you can absolutely build your empire on LinkedIn. So with that, I am going to stop sharing my screen. And I'm back. Okay, Sylvia. Hi. Well, thank you. Thank you. Oh, wait, no voice? Is that what you're saying to me? Oh, please tell me I didn't have my mic off. Well, okay. Sylvia, that was at 12:23. I guess I'm just going to have to check it out and see. So if anybody wants advice on this, if you can see me, actually, you may not be able to see me, but LinkedIn does automatically put the things at the bottom, or the captions at the bottom. So let's hope it did. Otherwise, and you are on. I can't understand that. Okay. Anyway, that's it for today. I will send out the slide shares and the recording tomorrow. And even you can even watch it live by logging on. LinkedIn Live is always there. They don't go away. So if you missed it today, you can always catch it live on LinkedIn tomorrow. Bye-bye.